let's move on to the Women's World Championship. You've got Liv Morgan defending her title against the newly returned mommy, Rhea Ripley. Dill, talk me through your thoughts on this match.
This one really could go either way, right? Um, but here's my thought. First and foremost, so good to have Rhea Ripley back. She was dearly missed. Um, she is such a staple in this women's division. She is probably the biggest star of the women's division at this point. And yeah, she was very very sorely missed while she was gone. So it's great to have her back, and we're finally getting the Rhea versus Liv match. And Rhea's injury, of course, has added so much fuel to the fire in what has been a pretty pretty intense feud between the two of them. So I think we're set up for a three-parter. Um, whether that be now, Berlin, and Bad Blood, or now on TV and Bad Blood. But it feels like this match also has to happen at Bad Blood. Feels like that's when we get the finale of the Liv Morgan and Rhea Ripley thing. So it's really difficult to decide exactly where they're gonna go. But I think I'm gonna go with Liv. I think Liv Morgan is going to retain, and
Gotcha. Man, I thought we were going to disagree on this one.
I think Liv is going to retain, and I think Dom's gonna help her. Whether we get the full on turn from Dom, I don't know. I think he might do it on accident, but I was pretty confident that Dom wasn't going to side with Liv at all. Now I'm pretty confident that he is going to eventually go with Liv.
I'm pretty confident he is as well,
Yeah.
especially
Uh,
after Monday Night Raw.
yeah. I just like. Yeah, it seems like that's the way they're teasing it. With potentially Finn and JD kind of turning, I don't know, with him or shortly thereafter. But what do you think? How do you think it's happening?
So I think Liv is getting the win first and foremost because it would feel pretty underwhelming to have Liv win the title off Becky, hold it for like 2 months, and then just have Rhea immediately win it right back. I don't think it's a great look. And so I think that probably Bad Blood, like you said, is where it feels like that's going to happen. I think we get the turn. I mean, Dom's definitely going to help Liv. I'm not falling for that nonsense on Monday Night Raw of him officially, quote unquote, ending things with Liv Morgan, especially because of what happened. I guess it would be like 2 or 3 weeks ago, the night that Rhea returns. Like Dom kind of finally caved in to Liv in the center of the ring when he was laying on top of her. And who knows what would have happened if Rhea didn't show up. Um, that's why like I don't buy this whole Dom still with on Rhea's side with this. Um, in terms of how it goes down, man, it feels like it's the turn has to happen at SummerSlam.
You think so?
Yeah.
So how do you think it happens? You think you like fully just you think like Rhea's like yelling at him or something and he just like walks out or something?
I think that it's sort of a moment where he like needs to go do something to Liv to help Rhea, but then he chooses not to, and then he eventually helps Liv by doing kind of like the same thing. And like
Hmm.
I think we get like the full line in the sands. I'm with
He
Liv
leaves there with Liv.
tonight.
You think he leaves with Liv?
Yeah,
Very
yeah.
very
He
interesting. You're
carries Liv
probably
out.
I mean, you're probably right if as far as certain things are concerned where like SummerSlam they do love making these big moments on one of the big shows. This is the last one night show of SummerSlam. Starting next year, it's going to be 2 nights. So I'm sure they're going to go out with a bang. And I think that if they had it their way, they would be doing 2 nights this year. Um,
For sure.
and so I think Triple H is trying to do the best he can to make this feel like a 2 night event without it actually being 2 nights. They're starting an hour early. So I think it's going to be a 4 hour show, right? Instead of a 3 hour show.
Oh, they're starting at 7?
Yeah, that I believe so.
Oh, I did not
Um,
notice it.
yeah,
Makes sense.
yeah, I'm pretty sure they're starting at 7. Um, but yeah, you're probably right in that instance where it's like Triple H really does love to have these big moments happen at the big show. So if it's a big moment, and there's a good chance it's going to happen here.
I could also see it like kind of like what you said, to where he accidentally helps Liv retain at SummerSlam, and then the rematch potentially at Bad Blood is when he gets the full turn on Rhea on purpose, and then later down the line, Survivor Series is when Rhea could get the title back. But it definitely, like, the Judgment Day is coming to an end, because you look at all the stuff with Rhea and Dom, you look at Seth ingrained that uh Priest needs the Judgment Day in their last feud, and then obviously you have Finn and JD kind of are plotting with Liv in the background, so it definitely feels like everything's going to kind of like come to an end in the
Yeah,
next
I
few
think I
months.
think another huge tell is the fact um that we have the Wyatt Six now on Raw, as well as Gable's forming like a new version of the Alpha Academy. They don't love to have like a ton of factions going on at the same time. Especially with how much the Wyatt Six as a faction is about to be a focal point. I think that, like you said, I think that it's probably it's just hard to have like a ton of factions um, without them running into each other, especially. So I think that's the big thing. But yeah, I think that'd be one of the biggest tells is that they they really usually don't have a ton of factions at the same time. Maybe a couple, 3, 4 max uh on a brand, and I would say 2, 3 absolute max of ones that get are like aired and get time. Um,
Yeah.
so yeah, I just think with how much the Wyatt Six is going to become like the faction of Monday Night Raw, I think it's time for the Judgment Day. And like I said, the Judgment Day did its job. Like it boosted Damien, it boosted Rhea, it boosted Dom. Um, I would argue that Finn didn't necessarily need the boost, but he's in a better place than he was before, and definitely boosted JD. It's given Carlito's been doing great work the last few months as he's been working with them. So it will be sad to see the Judgment Day go, and I'm sure we'll get a reunion at some point down the line. Um, but yeah, I'm thinking you're probably right. You're probably right. We might say goodbye to the Judgment Day here.